Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. We asked a question and we promised to discuss and answer this question in this section. We said, if the conscience will help us to understand what is good and what is bad, what is the necessity of religion and what is the role of a religion? If intellect will tell us what is good and what is bad, so we can understand how we can become a successful person, a successful family. So there is no need to follow a religion and practice a religion. We claim and we promise to explain this issue that the conscience will tell us what is good and what is bad. But still we need a religion. And without that, we cannot be a successful person, definitely. Why? First of all, to answer this question, it is enough to see developed country and educated people. Developed country, they studied a lot and they found a lot of things, what is good and what is bad. But still they have lots of problems. We cannot say they have less problem even comparing to poor countries. Of course, financially, there is no comparable. If we talk about cars, for example, tools, education, of course they are developed, but problems, emotionally problem, spiritual problems, they have lots of problems. It means to understand what is good and what is bad is one issue. To practice is something else. If we know how to drive, if we know the rule or the law of driving, it means that we practice those laws? No. Sometimes we know, but we ignore. So when we see developed countries and they have problems, a lot of problems, it means to understand, and the conscience itself could not solve the problem. This is one part. This is first. Second, okay, what is the reason of that? We see the developed country and still they have problem, lots of problem in the family problem, and the problem of divorce or single parents, children of single parents is so common in developed countries. Do you know how much problems will start with the children that raised with single parents? Do you know that the statistic will tell us that every day the divorce becomes more and more comparing to years before, and the children that are living with single parents, they have much more potential to have a more crime. Okay, this is the problem. It means they understood what is good and what is bad. Still, they could not achieve a wonderful life. Second, we answered the question by a few issues. First, to understand is something and to practice is something else. In every country, there are laws. But also, from another side, there is an institution to guarantee that people will practice the law. For example, we know the traffic light. If it is red, we should not pass. This is law, and we know it. But there should be an institution or a police, for example, that, okay, what about if a person passed the traffic light? What is going to happen? Can we tell him, that's okay, as long as you know it is enough? No. A person knows, but he passes, he ignores. The police will catch him. Sometimes the police will take him to the court, to the jail. Why? Because certain of people that ignore the laws should be punished. In different levels. It depends to the crime. If they make a big mistakes, of course, more jail, more punishment. A small mistakes, a small punishment. It depends. So to understand the laws is not enough. Sometimes we should punish a person. You cannot say, excuse me, I am human beings. I know what is good and what is... Of course, you know, but you did something wrong. In any countries, of course, there are laws, and there should be a police to guarantee that the people will practice the law. We know that alcohol, for example, harms the body. Do you know anybody that doesn't believe that? Do you know anybody that he says the smoked cigarette is useful for the body? But to know that it is harmful is something, and to practice it is something else. Wine is the same. Alcohol is the same. Gambling is destroying a person and a family. But sometimes we say, okay, but this time, only this time. Every time we say, only this time. Only this year. Only this first 10 years. That's all. So we need a police. And conscience will tell us which attributes are wonderful and which of them are terrible, and we should avoid them. But we need a guarantee that we will practice them. To believe in a religion and to believe in a judgment day and paradise is something that it guarantees. It means Allah Ta'ala says, I taught you what is good and what is bad. But at the same time, I send the prophets to tell you, if you do not practice, not only you hurt yourself, you hurt the society and community. And you should be punished. You cannot say, excuse me, I would like to hurt myself. Has nothing to do with the others, and even God should not punish me. No, this is wrong. We see in developed countries, if you want to smoke cigarette, they say when you are, for example, 15 years old, you are not allowed to buy cigarettes. You cannot say, this is my business. No, the government says, this is our responsibility and our duty to take care of you as a parents. Good parents will take care of the children. Allah says, I created you. I should take care of you. By ordering, and if you don't follow the orders, you should be punished. Can you drive and you say, I don't like to fasten my belt? Even if something happens, it happens to me. I hurt myself, and this is free country, and I like to hurt myself. The police said, you are not allowed to hurt yourself. Allah Ta'ala says, of course, you are not allowed to hurt even yourself, let alone to others, let alone to hurt the societies and to harm the societies. You can't do that. So to believe in Judgment Day and to believe in punishment and hell and paradise is something that guarantees that we will practice the laws, Islamic laws. When we believe that if we lie, we should be punished, although nobody understands. So I'm not lying in any circumstances, even if I will be sure that nobody will find out. Because all the time I know that only Allah knows it. If we believe in judgment day and punishment, I'm not going to deceive anybody in any circumstances. Although it is very useful for myself. Although I make lots of money by deceiving the others. But I know God is there and God knows. You will see educated people today in developed countries, they deceive. Only they try to play with the laws. They try only to do something that the law will not achieve, will not be able to catch them. That's all. They play. Only they know one good attorney, good lawyer, and the lawyer will defend them. That's all. But if we believe in God, we are not ready to cheat or deceive in any circumstances. So the conscience will tell us what is good and what is bad. But if a person does not follow his conscience, the hell will tell us, okay, I'm going to punish you. It means we will be in hell. And if a person does something wonderful, he will get reward, although he is alone. So if he is living in somewhere that nobody knows that he is a good person, he helps the other, he is very generous to others, but he knows that Allah knows, and that is enough for himself. That is enough for him. So believe in religion and judgment day is a tool to force us to practice the laws. And without that, we know the truth, but we don't follow it. Second reason, we have some attributes that we cannot understand unless through religion. As I mentioned in another program, we said to trust Allah, to know Allah is very, very important in our life. We can handle lots of problems by such a knowledge, by trusting God. This is something we can understand from religion. Before believing in religion, in any problem, maybe we will not be able to solve it and handle the problem. But if we trust Allah, we handle the problem easily. This is something that the conscience will not help us. The religion will help us. Because the religion and prophets will teach us how to trust in God and who is God. All of us in life, we face problems. We lose the loved one. If we trust God, we say that's okay. If we lose all our money overnight, if we trust God, we say that's okay. It's not a big deal. Allah helped me to make money and I made. Today I lost, tomorrow I start again. Very simple. As simple as that. But if we don't trust God, one problem will break our bone, will break our back. We say, that's finished. I'm going to die. Why some people are disappointed from life? Because they do not have relation with God. Why they go to suicide? Because they don't trust God. They don't know God. But those people that they know God very well, in any circumstances, they have wonderful relation with God. This is something that we cannot understand through conscience. This one will be understood only through religion. So trust in God. To be satisfied in any circumstances. To be able to thank Allah. To fear from Allah. And at the same time, to hope that Allah will forgive you. All these good attributes are something that we can follow them, we can practice them only through religion. if we understand them and we practice them in our life, then we will see that we have much better life. This is not something will be achievable only by the conscience. Conscience with the help of religion. Another issue, the conscience, of course, will tell us what is good and bad. But what about our desires? Our desires are fighting. If we do not have desires, like sexual desires, money desires, for example, desires of achieving different positions, if we do not have it, of course we follow the conscience. But many times we know what is good and what is bad, but the desires does not allow. We know that this lady is not my wife, and it is forbidden to look at her with sexual desires. It is forbidden. I know that. But I say, but you know, she is very beautiful. That's all. I know this is not my money. This is haram money. I cannot sell the alcohol. I cannot sell the wine. This is forbidden in religion, and I know that. I know this money doesn't have any blessing. But still I say, you know, it is a lot of money, you know, a lot of money. So these desires does not allow me to follow our conscience. The religion will help us. The religion will help us that, okay, leave this money, you will achieve more. The religion will tell us, you leave this, I will give you something much better than that in paradise. If we don't listen to our conscience, and still we want to follow, then Allah says, okay, I'm going to punish. In this point you will see the conscience will understand, but there are obstacles, and the religion will come to help us to succeed when the desires will fight with the conscience. Another issue that we should not ignore, the conscience is like mirror. Mirror will show you what is good and bad. We have a hadith that al-mu'min mir'atul mu'min. A believer is the mirror for another mu'min. It means a good believer is the one that will show the faults and problems for his friends. A good believer is the one that he tells his friends, you did something wrong and this is something bad. Conscience is like mirror. As you see your problem and your mistakes in the face of your friends, and your friends will tell you exactly the same as conscience. By conscience you will see exactly what did you do and it was wrong, and what did you do, it was wonderful. But the mirror will show you your faults. If you have some problems in your face, you will go and look at the mirror. Anything wrong in your face, you will see it. But all the time the mirror will show? No. If there are lots of dust in your mirror, definitely doesn't show. The dust doesn't show. What about if the mirror is rusted? Of course it doesn't show. Mirror should be clean. If it is clean, yes, you will see all the problems. But sometimes our conscience is the same. Conscience is wonderful, will tell you what is good and bad if it is clean. When you were 15 years old, when you were 16 years old, the conscience were telling you clearly what is good and what is bad. But now, it is changed. We changed it. Do you remember the first days you wanted to travel from your country to another country, to Europe or America, for example? Your heart was very clean, very soft. You were asking God to help you not to commit sin in your journey, in your travel. You were asking God to take care of your children in that environment. But little by little it changed. You will see sometimes we are ready to commit sin and it becomes a normal for us. It means that mirror becomes dusty or it is rusted. We have to clean that mirror. If that mirror is cleaned, yes, it will show. And the religion will clean that mirror for us. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.